Good afternoon, beautiful people. My name is Cherise, and welcome to my channel. So, there is a lot of stuff that's been going on lately, not just in my life, but in everybody's lives that I know, honestly. There is death, there is dramatic life changes for me. I moved states. I have been going through a lot personally myself. And I just want you to know, if you are as well going through any type of massive transition or change or traumatizing event in your life, that you are not alone in it. And that doesn't necessarily make it any better, but sometimes it does help to know that there are other people also going through major life events as well right now. There is just something massive, energetic happening in the world, I believe, and it is influencing a lot of people, if not everybody, in some way, whether positive or negative. I think that the changes that are happening right now in the world are not necessarily all just negative, although some of them I would say seem very negative. My message for you guys today is basically just encouragement to take care of yourselves. I think that when shit hits the fan and you are going through some type of transition or major life change or some type of traumatic event, whatever it is, when you're going through intense things in life, it can be very easy to slack off on taking care of yourself. I moved out of Oregon into Nevada a few weeks ago, and for the first couple weeks, honestly, I was just so exhausted. So exhausted, I could barely take care of myself. And I'm finally, over the past week, getting back into the mode of doing yoga and meditation, and to be honest, the energies have gotten more intense, but I've found that the more that I participate in my self-care habits, such as for me, it's yoga and meditation. Perhaps you do some other form of exercise or spending time with people that you love and not reclusing too hard. If you are an introverted person like I am, I can often recluse to a degree that is a little harmful at times. So I think that right now is especially important to be taking care of yourself and to be participating in those self-care habits. They are going to keep you grounded during this time, and they're going to encourage deeper growth rather than allowing this chaos to feel more stunting to your growth. I do not think that you not participating in your self-care habits to the fullest is going to just stunt your growth, though. Perhaps you are in a period of extreme exhaustion where you do have to allow your body and your mind and your spirit to rest to a more extreme degree, like I was for a couple weeks. That's okay. And if that's the mode that you're in, where all of your self-care habits that you may have taken part in before, you can't necessarily do all of them or to the same degree. If that is the case, I encourage you to be very compassionate and patient with yourself during this time, because you deserve that. And especially when you're going through a lot, you really have to be very patient with yourself. Especially if you're moving a little more slowly than normal or not being able to do all the same things that you would normally be doing. Just love on yourself to the best of your abilities right now. Today I just started going through some deeper emotions, and I am still processing a lot of shame around mistakes that I've made in my life. And I think I'm in a mode where I'm having a little bit of a harder time being vulnerable and showing that more intimate side of myself because of how much shame I feel. I feel like there is so much stuff going on right now in other people's lives, whether it has to do with me or not, that I recognize there is some shame about feeling deeper emotions for me, because I am like, oh, I feel like I don't deserve to be feeling what I'm feeling because other people are either going through something that seems worse, or because I know that I've screwed up, and if I'm feeling hurt by certain things in my life, I'm like, well, you've hurt people, so you don't deserve to feel pain. And that's a really rough place to be in. Maybe you understand what that's like, but I just want you to know, if you have made mistakes, if you've hurt other people and you're feeling hurt by others, or you are feeling hurt by the place that you are at in life right now, just because you experience shame about things that have happened in the past does not mean that you do not have every right to feel what you are feeling inside. So I also encourage you to allow yourself to feel anything that is coming up during this time. Try not to judge yourself for whatever you're feeling, whether it seems like a negative emotion or not. Shame, honestly, has been one of the massive repetitive feelings for me for a while now, that I am still working on releasing and processing. And I think that shame is kind of like forgiveness. Whether your forgiveness is for yourself or other people, I think experiencing shame, learning to release that is something that you kind of have to do repetitively. It's a process and it takes time. Perhaps you are somebody who is able to release a feeling like shame more quickly and not have to go through the constant releasing of that. If that is the place that you're in, that's really beautiful. But I think most people, when we experience shame about mistakes in life and we are learning to release that shame, you can be in good times where you're like, you don't feel the shame, and then you can be in bad times, even if you feel like you've released that shame many, many times. So I have definitely been wanting to share more messages with you guys, like this, and about spirituality and my healing. But to be honest, I'm going through a lot in my inner world right now, and like I said, it's very, very difficult for me at the moment to be a little bit more vulnerable about what I'm going through and using my voice to express these types of things. So I have been more in the mode of just sharing you guys videos about my adventures out here in Nevada and being on the road again. So I hope that you do enjoy those videos. If you did follow my channel for more for the messages, I will be putting out little spirit messages as I feel guided and able to. But I am finding that I'm in a place right now where I will feel like a nudge to do something and share something, and then as soon as I get to like that place of where I'm gonna share it, it's like everything inside of me shuts down completely, and all my inspiration for sharing that, whether it's a written letter to encourage somebody or love on somebody, or a video for my YouTube channel, it's like all of that just shuts down completely. So I think that that has a lot to do with my sacral chakra as well as my throat chakra. I mentioned in some old videos, I believe, that your sacral chakra, which is your sexual region, it's around your hips, and your throat chakra are actually very closely related when it comes to shame and releasing shame and trauma. Both of those are generally stored inside of your sacral chakra, your sexual organs of your body, but they are so closely tied to your throat chakra. So I consistently find that if there is deep shame or sexual shame or traumas that have not been released, it generally also affects your throat, your communication, your ability to share and communicate clearly with people in your life. So if you are having a difficult time communicating or sharing things, or I don't know, just expressing yourself in the way that you want, or even just loving on the people and giving in the ways that you want to, or feeling and you don't feel as inspired as much or as creative as much, take a look at the traumas that you are facing and dealing with at this time, and could be related to something that has happened very recently, and it could be related to something that happened further ago, such as in your childhood, that perhaps something has triggered these feelings of shame or trauma memories. So I do encourage you to take a look at that and see if you can find any ways to release and process the feelings around whatever trauma it is that is rising and pulling up these feelings and these blockages inside of you. Right now, to be honest, for myself with this, I am just choosing to be as patient with myself as possible, and rather than putting myself down because I'm like, oh yeah, I feel this awesome message, and then I try to share it and it's just like block. I'm trying to create in whatever way that I still can that does not feel so forced for me right now, and being compassionate and kind to myself for the messages that I don't feel ready to share yet. So, kindness, compassion, and patience with yourself is probably the most important things that I think anybody can ever give to themselves, but especially right now with how intense the energies are and all the stuff that everybody is going through. I am struggling a bit with feeling like I am not able to give from the full level that I want to give in more than just messages, but in speaking to the people in my life or spending time with the people in my life or even gift giving, whatever it might be. I definitely do not feel like I am at like the best point to be participating in those things, and I have been much more reclusive. But I saw this video the other day and it was kind of encouraging, and it was like, if you're a light worker, imagine that your light is just snuffed out. Like your light is put out. How are you going to share light with the world and others if you don't relight that inside of yourself? So it's kind of the concept of filling your own cup before you try to fill other people's cup up. I think that filling my cup up right now is taking longer than I wanted it to, but considering what I've been going through, I honestly kind of fell off. It fell off for a little while. I entered a really severe depressive low for like 2 or 3 weeks, which is honestly kind of a longer period of time for me over these years. And it got really dark for me. It's actually the reason that I chose to move out of Oregon and to Nevada. Right now, my dad is literally helping to financially support me. I'm so grateful for that. I know that not everybody has that, and I'm just really grateful that he's able to help me out right now when I am in a time of desperate need, basically. And I have just been trying to be patient with myself through this, and there definitely are periods where I've gotten really impatient with myself, and then I realize how bad it got for me, and that what I've been going through is not something that needs to be taken lightly. It's something that I need to exhibit more patience with myself for, because to be honest, I am receiving more patience from the people who deeply love me in my life than I am giving to myself. So I'd like to change that up. I think honestly over the past few days I kind of realized that like the people who have been supporting me, such as some family and a few very close friends, they have been more accepting and patient with me going through this period of extreme darkness than I've been with myself, and it honestly kind of inspired me to exhibit more compassion and patience with myself. I think that I was being impatient with myself because I started feeling like a burden and like I just needed to be out of the funk, and it wasn't helping. It wasn't helping. Putting yourself down for not being okay is not going to force you into okayness. And that might work for some people. It might. Like, there are plenty of people who learn through abuse, whether it's abuse from other people or self-abuse. But that is not really my form of teaching that I follow. And for me personally, I find that to be a very dark place to be in, and any time that I have chosen to try to abuse myself into learning, it has actually worsened my mental health. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching my channel and for being here with me through this wild journey. I hope that this message uplifted anybody that needed to hear it. Please do like and subscribe below if you feel like it. I am sending you so much love right now, and I hope that you have the most amazing and beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.